opted to defend first here, and hopefully it can be a better defensive hold than what we saw from them in Split. They've got more rounds to work with here because at least they're going to get the guaranteed 12. It's going to be a slow push up towards A. Often you see on Ascent, on a pistol round, you just get a 5-stack pushing straight through A, and they are going to march onto the site, but there's going to be a couple of shots tagged onto Latex. Lucker is going to be under here in Hell. Zipan will get one of his own onto Pora, but Turco is there to get the trade. And now it's already going to be the man advantage, because there is going to be one player lurking outside. Hip maybe going to catch Meadow here. No, Meadow gets the trade onto Hip, gets the frag, so it's going to be a 3 versus 3. Meadow just needs to join the rest of the squad because the spike is down on site. So they're going to have to burst on here.
Yeah, it was it's unfortunate. Yeah, spike pushed towards the door switch, I think, and it's in a bit of a precarious position right now. You can see Rhyme already ready for this lurking flank coming out of Meadow. Meadow taking his time. They got 43 seconds left on the clock, so no need to force the issue just yet. That could be some unfortunate timing for Rhyme. If he doesn't come back and check, he is going to just re-peek it a little bit, but Meadow needs to make something happen here. He needs to be the catalyst here because they've got the rest of the site locked down right now. Actually, the recon bolt going to tag out Lucker hiding behind the little box on the edge. Meadow finally making his way up, but now 16 seconds left. There's not an awful lot of time to make something happen here, Dan.
Turco gets one, Rhyme gets another, and Rhyme sends the round in favor of Prodigy. FABRIKEN just not able to get onto the site successfully there, and that's why I always worry about having a lurking player. Like, yes, okay, he was able to get the frag in the two lurking players going in a one-on-one, but wasn't able to help out the team. If he had all gone together there, maybe they could have had more success on the site. I don't know how you feel, but lurking on pistol rounds I always feel is a bit iffy.
They got the 1-for-1 trade on the entry there, and again, the first kill going down was the spike, and it was Latex, unfortunately, dropping that, like I said, making a move for the door switch. But again, if you're going to trade 1-for-1 and play the numbers there, it's just unfortunate that you've not got, like you said, the advantage of having everybody with you. Lucker's actually going to find a pick in mid. Actually going to back up a little bit here. Dark cover down, covering the archway, and this is going to be an easy spray down for Rhyme. Only finds one so far, but Latex is low. That's the second. Pora will find the third. And there you go. Rhyme will find the final kill onto Leo. Again, throwaway round for FABRIKEN. Prodigy will go 2-0 up here on Ascent.
FABRIKEN just pushing out to middle a little bit too quickly there. Not allowing the dark cover to set into place. Just allowed that early pick with the Marshal. And of course, Prodigy are just going to keep these weapons now going into this next round so that they will still have money to buy up in the fourth, regardless of whether they win or lose here. 3 SMGs, a Bulldog and a Marshal. There's some lovely paintings. I wonder if they come alive like in Harry Potter. FABRIKEN going to take this one somewhat slowly, but as I say that, a couple of footsteps are going to be heard at A here. One player already onto short. Zipan does get the opener onto Turco, so it's going to be all down to Pora on the site here with a Spectre. Can find one. Great spray down. Looks to see if he can get the second. There is 2 players on Generator, but Latex comes out and ruins Pora's day. He's just going to go for a little bit of a fake plant just to get some information here. It's FABRIKEN down to just 3.
Tag him?
Aim for Prodigy. Could have tagged him through. Hip comes onto site. Gets one onto Latex, and now he's looking across the shore. But Meadow gets a double spray down, and it's a 1 versus 1 now. It's going to be Hip versus Shadow. Hip has overhealed, but only has the SMG. Shadow should get the jump on him, which he does. FABRIKEN get there first on the board now. But that looked very scary indeed.
It did, yeah. Again, I thought Prodigy were going to have the edge there in the hold. Especially when Meadow's picking up 2 kills from the door. But Shadow playing that one slow. I think he got a little audio cue from Hip dropping onto site. So, again, playing that one perfectly. So, FABRIKEN will put their first on the board. Weapons all over, but light armor for Latex and Meadow. That could be a consideration to make. Operator in the hands of Lucker, as expected. No armor, though. We know if he takes a tag, he can dash away. 4 people pushing through B main. Actually, the 5th not far behind. The recon bolt's going to go out. Paranoia pushed through here. It's a really good execute coming out. Shadow's going to find the opening to hip. Showstopper has been popped. Zipan now looking to try and get some value off this, but nobody giving anything away right now. They've fully reset for the retake. Now, the problem is 2 players still being over in B main means they've got some other angles to work with. That always makes the retake difficult. This spot here from Meadow, absolutely deadly if the people on site can cause a bit of a distraction here. Lucka going to jump up and look for something. Not going to see any peaks just yet. And there you go. Meadow will shut him down. That's the headshot from the Vandal. Push comes in now. And there is a flank. Shadow is going to shut Pora down, and that's going to give the signal to back up and save these weapons. Really, really nice hold there from FABRIKEN post-plant.
Ryan will desperately want to save this op. Does have support from his teammate. Spray down comes through the wall though from Leo, and just like that, the weapon's taken away and ripped away from Prodigy's hands. Leo says, anyone want the op? But no one calls for it. I think that's sometimes the better approach. If you don't have a reason to op whilst attacking, then why pick it up? Because it can just almost hold you back at times, can't it? You have that one player who's just... What are you trying to do here?
Absolutely love that. Did you see the way it bounced back across?
Yeah.
I love that. And that's to stop people from being annoying and dropping the spike where it can't be retrieved. Ryan going to find the opener here onto Meadow with the Sheriff. Man advantage over to Prodigy in this eco round for Prodigy. Shadow coming all the way back towards B lobby. Lucka only with a ghost, and he's got a lot to worry about in mid. You got Latex at top mid, and here you can see Zipan looking for something through the archway. Very slow approach here. Ever since FABRIKEN lost that first 1v1. Actually, Shadow going to find hip towards B. You can see that's going to be the ghost signal here. All 3 of them moving through. Dark cover going to cover down defensive spawn. Actually, the Paranoia push through again. So going to see a full 4-man push here from FABRIKEN onto the B site. And it's only 1 man in the back site. Are they going to clear it out? They are indeed. Ryan will fall there. It's actually Zipan that picks that one up. Lucka elsewhere will find Shadow. 1 HP on Lucka, though. Now in a situation, 3v3 retake, and all 3 members of FABRIKEN stuck down on site. So they've got to take those angles over the Radianite crates. Sky Smokes will cover one of the doorways. Let's see what they can do here.
Lucka has a Vandal to work with. Toko gets an opener. Zipan responds. Latex should be able to get a spray down. Gets one through the smoke. Does he know there's another player there? Yes, he does, but Lucka will find him. But Zipan denies any sort of hope for Prodigy. As FABRIKEN put another one onto the scoreboard. As soon as you said 1 man, I just thought about Moses going, 1 man. 1 HP.
1 desire. 1 last chance to win this match 1 more time.
Please just narrate my life already.
Dan orders pizza and falls asleep at 2 in the morning.
It's almost like he's watching me. How does he know? 3-2 for FABRIKEN, and they pick things up after losing the opening 2. I like this position from Lucka. Great angle on top mid with the op. Does drop down. After not seeing anything with the initial 2 peaks, didn't want to leave himself too vulnerable. So I like the fact he recognized when it was right to move. Meadow's been able to pop a camera into the B site to get a little bit of vision, but Lucka is there waiting and holding that angle. Or at least he was. Now he's repositioning as everyone just trying to catch someone off guard, it would seem, at the moment. With middle just not occupied by anyone right now. Both players win.
Neither of them are ready for somebody to swing on that angle there. A rare miss from both players.
Rolling Thunder will allow the push now. Turco still manages to survive.
Horror.
Gets the 3K, gets the neural theft, will get the info of where the remaining players are, makes it 4, dies to the showstopper, but he's already done so much. Rhyme just rounds out that round, the 6th round going in favor of Prodigy, making it 3-3.
That's what you want to see out of Pora now, when they absolutely need a map win. You want to see him going big like that. Again, from that tucked away in back alley, finds himself 3, and then actually comes out on top of the, I'd say on top of the 1v1 against Zipan. Showstopper kills him from the grave, but that's absolutely what we want to see from Pora, Dan.
Well, we asked the question, we said, is he going to be able to step up and do what he was able to do in previous games here in this tournament? 4 ultimates available for Prodigy now. As we come back to us. It always catches me off guard. As soon as I see that stinger, there's that little bit of panic where I'm like,
oh, am I clothed? Am I, yeah, okay, good, yeah.
But from the initial 6 rounds then, is this what we were expecting, like a very closely contested ascent?
I mean, with the way FABRIKEN played in the previous ascent, no. I'll be honest. It's a bit of a surprise. Again, maybe they're just going to get a bit of a slower start this time around, but I think that's maybe, a factor that Prodigy are kind of, I mean, they've clutched up a few times, right? So pistol round went to them. Obviously, the second round also went to them. 3 responses from FABRIKEN, and then Prodigy have kind of broken that cycle already. Again, this is a very big round now. 4 players on light armor, 3 of them on stingers, 1 Spectre and a Bulldog. They're kind of investing a lot to win this round now, Dan. And that's definitely a concern, because we know, we talk about it time and time again, the economy and freebie rounds and how you can string, 3 or 4 together if somebody misbuys. Well, I say misbuys if they invest something and still end up losing it.
My concern, though, would probably be Prodigy's attacking half on Ascent. Like, everyone who has played Valorant knows that if you're not comfortable with the map, you're going to find more success when you are defending, and then it's going to be when you're attacking that you're really exposed, because you don't necessarily have the tactics, you run out of ideas, and the playbook doesn't go that deep. That might be the case here for Prodigy when they do end up attacking, and that's where my worry comes, but I guess we won't be able to see what happens, so they need to make the most of this defensive half and ensure that they are clutching up and they are winning these 1v1s or 1v2s in the post-plant positions. But FABRIKEN, they haven't really kind of shone for me as much as I thought they would. I thought they were going to be going for these like fast executes and we were going to see them bursting onto the site, but I know it's the early stages. We're only in 6 rounds. I
mean, that B execute was something pulled out of the playbook that looked really good. They didn't really have a response to that. There's no real counterplay to that. The way the paranoia comes through, the recon obviously covers site, and they get absolute control for free. And then again, that lurk in B main and B lobby, absolutely crucial in that part. So to invest 3 to site and have 2 to just cover those little off angles that always catch somebody off guard, always, is every single time. But that's a really clean execute, and that's the kind of thing when we see that sort of play style from FABRIKEN, they play it really, really well. So it's kind of weird to me why they would default to this kind of play for picks kind of style on the rounds that they end up throwing away.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is just a natural thing that a lot of teams do, though, when it's whether they run out of ideas or whether they just lack confidence, or maybe they just feel like something is happening elsewhere. They say like, okay, well, the other team is getting a bit more confident, so we expect them to push out. Let's see if we can catch them off guard. If you notice a little bit of pattern from the opposition team in, like, for example, there's a player who keeps pushing A, he keeps facing A. That's when you default back to just a normal split where 2 of you are just going to be facing that, trying to take advantage of it, and then you can push onto his site. We are being told we're just waiting for Turco to come back into the game. He's having some internet issues, so we apologize that you have to listen to us speak a little bit more than we should be in this particular occasion. But who, realistically, I know Moses asked the same question, hypoc, but from FABRIKEN, do you think they have a chance against G2 after what we saw from them on day 1? Because they did take a map from them. There was a kind of murmur around the community of people saying, well, we think FABRIKEN can beat G2. G2 responded by giving them a bit of a beatdown in the other 2 maps.
Yeah.
If they were to win here, I say if because we still don't know yet, and they went 2-0. Is the momentum with them that there is that potential chance for them to take the final?
There's a chance. There is a chance, but I mean, I come back to what I said earlier. We haven't seen the same standard of play from any other team that we have from G2, and we haven't even really seen G2 kind of embrace a whole like execute. They consistently draw first blood and they act on it, and it's quick. It's kind of really explosive play style, but I think it plays to their strengths. You know, with the way that Mixwell plays that operator jet role. Again, FABRIKEN, after winning a really clean execute round, they come back to this default where, you know, they end up getting picked off in weird scenarios and end up losing rounds for it. I think that's something that's very, very punishable by a style like G2's.
One could say G2 is dominating.
Nice.
There he is again. The voice of God. It always makes me smile when I just hear Moses come out of nowhere and surprise us, but well, this is a beautiful angle, but as much as I like to see it, there has been 4 kills. Make that 5 kills. They've already gone down. And well, the round's over. I can't tell you what happened. I'm gonna be completely honest.
We were in the cafe. We didn't see anything.
I can tell you exactly what happened there. They tried to push A and died.
That they did. They had the half buy. They just kind of went for some stingers. Yes. We forgive you, observers. Don't worry. You gave us at least a little cafe view. It was pretty. I'll give you that.
But here you go, though. So, that again there, that part by a throwaway round, and now they're pretty much tapped out. 2 players on 0 credits. So, unless we see some kills here, it's going to be difficult if they don't keep, you know, 4 or 5 players alive from this round, Dan. It's got to be a consideration to make that this one round could lead to 2 or 3. Now, Lucka going to get a pick on Shadow at top mid. And that's not a great start to the round for FABRIKEN.
These opening frags from Lucka have been so influential throughout the entire tournament, but these could be the most meaningful ones in this particular game that might find them get back into this series. Rhyme gets one onto Zipan and Latex onto Pora, leaving just 3 members remaining of FABRIKEN now with the bomb, and well, they've got to reassess how they're going to approach this round because they have to choose a site. The good thing is with Ascent that even when you are a player down, you can often commit to a site and you still have the advantage because people tend to split evenly. It is a somewhat lengthy rotate from A to B, depending on where you are, but here they head on to the B site. Meadow will take down Hip. And even though Hip was in a good position to maybe get a 2-man spray down there, he just saw the tip of his head. And that means that all things possible for FABRIKEN now, with 3 members still up.
Yeah, Bladestorm actually going to come out from Lucka here, so fully going to go in for this retake here. 2 kills, Turco and Rhyme will pick up Meadow and Leo, and now Latex on site. Rhyme will find Latex for his 3rd, and the defuse will come through. And now, like I said, that round there, because they were tapped out, they did get the spike down. But that one force buy up, Dan, again, everybody hovering around the 30, well, yeah, 2 at 37. So we're going to see another investment, probably of Sheriff's light armors, maybe a Spectre or 2. And again, against a fully armed Prodigy. Now, this is the problem. They turned that 1 eco round into 3 effectively.
That's the scary factor. Prodigy on their way to having a somewhat dominant first half here. FABRIKEN essentially going to have to make a comeback on their own defensive half if they can't pick up some rounds, but some aggression here from Pora, and the aggression, and well, it pays off. Now Neural Theft can come out at the same time. They're going to see all these members marching down A short. Jet manages to dash away. Zipan will get the frag onto Pora. There is going to be a rifle there, but it's not really in touching distance, so instead they retreat back to middle. Latex will teleport and step his way across the map as they go back to B, and there is only going to be 1 member of the side of Prodigy on the B site. It's going to be Hip. How is his hold? Pops his Empress just to try and give him a little bit of extra oomph for this hold. Can't find one, but he will find the second, and now he can reposition and heal up as well. But Zipan, hello, gets the third with the Sheriff onto Hip. It's going to have to be a big round from him. Does find the fourth. It's going to have to be the ace if he does so. Peeks out, has the nade to work with. Does he need to be desperately looking for this? There are weapons that are available. The res has come out, though, so it's not just the fifth. There's also the sixth he's going to have to kill. Gets the spike. Gets a Spectre at the same time. And there is a Vandal on site somewhere.
There is indeed. I mean, Spike's going to go down. Zipan's already done fantastically here. Turco's going to find the headshot. The defuse will come through. Again, I respect it. Doubling down. The showstopper. I mean, he could have been lucky enough to find two there. If Turco had pushed up just a little bit to stack with his teammate, that could have been disastrous. Fantastic effort from Zipan. He's been performing absolutely lights out today. But now we're on a 6-3 scoreline. FABRIKEN back to a full buy now. Obviously, after the plant goes down and a couple of kills go in their favor.
Shadow just on the half armor, but we see that quite often with the op. He's going to get aggressive. Is Hip. Four are there for support, but FABRIKEN don't really want any of this. They're not going to bite after those initial shots. And again, maybe just a little bit of hesitancy from FABRIKEN. They're just trying to suss out what Prodigy have to offer here. Two members over towards A. The dark cover comes out. Maybe just as a little bit of a distraction at this point. As the other three members are still very much in B main. And there's the teleport onto the B site.
It's free.
Like this. Latex has done this quite often, but Hip with the op shot. And he finds a second, can dismiss to get away. And that is the push from FABRIKEN very successfully shut down. Yes, okay, two members are on site and they're going to be able to get the plant. But still, with five members up, okay, make that four because Latex gets one, but Rhyme is there for the trade. And now it's just going to be Shadow with that half armor and with an op. Does have Rolling Thunder, but he's being smoked off. Connects with the first one onto Lucker, and it's going to be so difficult for him to do anything. He's going to have to hit some magical shots to survive. Does have a flash.
He's sticking it, though. That's unfortunate. And again, it's Shadow's going to find another one, but right there. And again, I don't necessarily think it's worth him investing in Rolling Thunder. He's made the right decision there, but he'll lose his operator. And again, it just makes it so difficult. We've talked about it a couple of times now. When a player gets locked into backside, if he's in a 1v whatever situation, it's so difficult to get into. He's done fantastically well to find the first pick onto Lucker, but really tough situation for him. I mean, on the back of a couple of really nice shots from Hip, to be honest with you.
I mean, every player in this lobby is capable of hitting some insane shots, and that's the scary thing right now. Even though we've not seen, like, the 1v5 clutches popping out, we've seen a lot of, like, 1v4s, a lot of 1v3s, and some incredible Sheriff shots, too. Latex going to use dark cover. No scope available for Lucker. Zipan just got well up and truly in his face. Hip is going to be waiting here on logs and will connect with one. Uses dismiss to reposition, but can't reposition far enough away from Latex's SMG. FABRIKEN with 4. They haven't been able to get onto the site yet. Prodigy still holding their site firmly. The teleport from Latex will allow him to take a look down to defensive spawn side. Rhyme is going to be the one on site, and he hits a big shot onto Latex. Now he just has to try and delay and buy time for his team. Did a little bit of damage to Meadow. Maybe
Spike's
has done enough, because, yeah, the spike is there. They haven't been able to pick it up just yet. Pora taking down Leo. Means that it's a 2 versus 2. The spray from Turco doesn't quite find the connection.
8 HP. If one bullet would have caught him there, it would have gone down again, but Spike will get planted on B site, and now we've got a straight up 2v2. Both players down on the site. Actually, looks like Meadows looking to maybe hold down the fort on lane. No, he's going to drop down now.
Shadow gets the first, Aura gets the second, and Shadow gets one of his own again.
Nice.
Decent hold from them, from FABRIKEN. They needed to pull something out there. They had a relatively weak buy as well. A couple of Bulldogs they were working with. They just shoehorned their way into the site. And if they can get 5, then I would say that this is they've salvaged something from this half.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And again, you got to argue. I mean, this is on the back of a couple of good performances. Rhyme and Pora stepping up. I know we gave him a little bit of heat on the death segment, Dan, but he's putting up the numbers now. Lucka looking to peek into B main here, and actually he's going to find one. Meadow is going to land 2 headshots. Actually, Hip will fall as well. Neural Theft gets popped now. The information is going to come out. Spike all the way over at A main, though. So that's going to slow things down a little bit. The rotation is going to come out from Prodigy. You can see Pora pushing all the way up to his cage. Maybe going to try and get himself into the cubby in B main. Meadow, I was going to say, still catches him there. That was good timing to check back into that corner. And now the spike has arrived. Market's going to be smoked off with the dark cover and as well the defensive spawn. Zerko goes for a little peek underneath, but Zipan's going to find him with the Phantom, and that's going to be Sight going over to FABRIKEN again. 5 alive, just the one Rhyme.
Showstopper popped because it's going to be the last run of the half. Latex peeks out, gets Rhyme. 7-5 then. And even though it was a pretty abysmal middle section for FABRIKEN, losing 5 in a row, getting 5 on the board themselves, attacking, I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Yes, okay, they've been able to achieve more in the past. But being able to come back after losing 5 in a row is always a good thing, because it's very easy to lose morale and lose momentum when that happens, and it could have quite easily ended up as a 9-3. And a 9-3 can very quickly turn into 11-3 if you just lose the pistol. Whereas if FABRIKEN can win the pistol here, then suddenly it's 7-7, and that's far more achievable in terms of getting back into this game. We have seen some pretty interesting pistol strategies throughout this tournament. Some teams opting just to burst their way onto sites. Others have been a bit more slow and methodical. We've seen lurks. We've seen a lot of ghost kills. It seems to be the most preferred pistol, of course. Door will be closed here on the B site. So that means they're just going to go right back to middle and maybe head towards A, potentially here. 3 members up onto short are going to head all the way back round to long. There is going to be 1 member there. It's going to be Zipan. Need to peek together, and they should be able to find some frags here. Aura was picking up his trap rather than actually using his gun, but they still find the kill. Shadow takes down Lucka. Prodigy have the advantage, though. 4 players for them, just the 3 on the side of FABRIKEN. Meadow is kind of stuck between everything right now. It's ice, it's smoke. The only thing not there is fire. Leo taking down Ryan means 2 players for FABRIKEN remain. But one of those is Shadow, and Shadow's been hitting some big shots today, and both players on Prodigy are weak, and they take down the Reyna, which is massive because no overheal is going to be available now. And Pora in a 1 versus 2 with very little health to work with. 33 HP. The spike still hasn't gone down. And this is an interesting approach. Doesn't work out for him. 4K for Shadow, and the 6th on the board for FABRIKEN. And at 7-6, like I said before, this probably becomes a 7-7. You're probably going to see a lot more comfort in terms of how FABRIKEN approach this now. If they were down by 9 after the first half, then you start to get a little bit more antsy with your play. Prodigy just opting to pick up a couple of sheriffs. And they are all going to be pushing down middle here.
Yeah, this is, again, a good stack up here for the save round. They're going to actually try and go all the way through to the defensive spawn here. Maybe try and wrap round to the back of A site. Leo might have sight lines if he comes back and peeks, but Shadow here with the Spectre could pick himself up some juicy eco kills. He's going to find 2 Poor, going to trade that back out, but Meadow there to find 2. Maybe the 3rd as well, which it will be. Hip will fall, and that is now 7-7. Again, the freebie round, but we're all tied up now. That's how important that pistol round was. Good cleanup from the side of FABRIKEN.
4 rounds in a row ever since that 5-round blip. Regardless of whether one of them is a freebie after the pistol. Rhyme going 17-8 for all we've spoken about Pura and Lucka and Turco.
Yeah, that's actually huge for Rhyme. And again, I don't know whether throw any shade his way, but we certainly haven't seen that before. Actually, Rolling Thunder going to get popped out here all the way into A main. Zipan going to push out. Pura and Turco will respond. Shut down both of them. Now you're going to see actually Shadow come out and land a really nice headshot onto Lucka. 3 members still at top mid. Spike's still in their possession, so not the worst situation yet. Latex is going to have the surprise of his lifetime if he doesn't catch the audio cue here. Pora going to find him with the Vandal, and this is shutting down again. Couple of Spectres, but an important round nonetheless. They've already lost 2 though, and Hip going to find Shadow now all the way in short, and that leaves our boy Leo in a 1v3 situation. Spectre in hand. You can see Prodigy is just going to wait it out, just going to wait for someone to come, but Hip maybe to actually, oh, he's unlucky not to get that second one as well, Dan, but some damage done. 3 guns off the board. Not going to be terrible in the grand scheme of things, but
I mean,
actually, yeah, look at it. That's kind of huge now. Full buy coming out for FABRIKEN, and they've definitely dented Prodigy.
Ignoring the red and green confusion, that economy has definitely been hurt, and that is the advantage of that kind of 3rd round and a half of being aggressive with your SMGs that you're carrying through from round 2, trying to catch the other team off guard, taking a little bit of value off of their economy. Spike is going to be left behind here by Prodigy, but they are going to take mid control. Aldrone has been sent through to middle, has spotted out Bora. No Hunter's Fury just yet to punish that tag. I've got to say, it's a maybe unrated skill as well, being able to tag someone with the Aldrone. So it can be a guaranteed kill if you have got Hunter's Fury. Rhyme pops in and takes out Meadow. And Rhyme continuing to frag here on the Sage as well. What is it with the Sages in this tournament just turning up? Zipan is going to be met potentially by 2 players here, but no, okay, Rhyme trying to do a little bit of a fake out with audio.
He just caught a barrel there. He just caught the barrel. Now he's definitely going to know. He's going to come and peek out here, find himself 2. That is fantastic work from Zipan. Latex is going to find Hip as well. Turco comes in and trades that. Spike going to go towards B site, but he's now in a 1v3 situation. The recon bolt has gone down. Aftershock goes in. They're trying to spam through the walls. And now Turco comes back to this spot we've talked about already. He's going to find the first one, not the second, unfortunately. They lined up for him. There was a chance he could have got both of them down, but the retake comes through. FABRIKEN will get the defuse, and they're going to tie the game up again.
And even with the early frag there from Prodigy, they just weren't able to take advantage of it. And I think this is one of the things you were talking about with Ascent, is like you get control of middle, you get control of Pizza, and then you're still walking into a potential bombardment and a potential difficult situation where you've got players in market, you've still got players in the defender spawn as well. And you have to pick and choose which way you're going to go, and without any utility, without the smokes at that time, you leave yourself so vulnerable pushing either way.
See a little set play with the incendiary here. That's going to go all the way over. Thank you, observers. That's going to clear out the backside of the crates. So looking like we're going to get a push through here. The synchronized ice on site.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but they've not pushed with it. So it becomes somewhat pointless. Well, I know they've only got pistols. It's going to be a weak buy, but surely with something like that, you want to at least try to take advantage of it. Shadow gets the dashing Lucker. Turco finds one of his own, but Meadow is there for the 3-man. There is one player still there. He's been tagged. He's going to get absolutely destroyed through this box. Now, FABRIKEN go 9-8 up, and are going to start to really take hold of this game, because their money is going to be continuously building up, whilst Prodigy are in a continuous fight to just try and stabilize.
Yeah, important round when we think about the money. The credits, sorry. It's not money. Definitely not a currency. And now you can see, actually, standout performance from Ryan. We've already said it. Pora stepping up this time around. But Shadow, again, after having a rocky previous map, 20 and 11 on the breach. And he did have a solid performance on Ascent beforehand as well. Let's see a 4-man push down catwalk here. Nobody actually here for contact in tree, because you can see both members of FABRIKEN all the way deep in back alley. Shadow just holding that angle with the operator. They do have a tripwire to deal with, so the information is going to go there very, very quickly. You can see now. Shadow's going to turn around, shift his focus a little bit. The Rainer Lear comes in. He's going to get himself a kill here. There you go. Ryan will fall. The spike still backed up a little bit in the cubby. And there, Pora will find an entry onto Latex in B. And actually, he might find a second as well. Zipan, a rare whiff. Shadow will pick up Turco. Pora will find a third on Leo all the way back at Heaven Ramp. And that's going to be B-site going over to Prodigy. Neural Theft gets popped. But again, they got to know what is going on here. You can see now, Prodigy have a player back in the B lobby, like I said, and this is it's one of those ones that as soon as you get an audio cue, you can bait so hard for this angle. Hip's going to come back and actually join him here so they can double peek and potentially hold down the flank, but it's an operator in the hand of Lucker, and we know how deadly he is with that.
Very much so. The stun comes out and Lucker will get the opener, but Meadow gets 2, which means this is winnable. Pora is very weak here. It would be a 3k for him, but he has no idea where Pora is, and he is running out of time. He's going to have to hold this. Taps it. Looks right, looks left, but Pora gets the jump on him. It was so close from Meadow. A great effort. But in the end, in the Cypher duel, Pora comes away with a 4k.
Big round from Pora. That is a big round.
Still plenty of money to work with. Hip going to be on somewhat of a weak buy, and the same for Leo. They are going to be somewhat stacking over to A here. Smokes are ready. Sky Smoke's available. Meadow is there with the camera, though. Out comes the Lear. And out comes the Orbital Strike as well, just to force anyone out on that right-hand side on that box. Here comes the wall, just to encourage them onto site. But Meadow gets a spray down through the smoke, thanks to his trap. Will find Lucker as well. And Meadow has just been hitting some incredible shots here, but the rest of Prodigy have done pretty well to regain control of this site. And the res comes through Rhyme onto Lucker, but Zipan says, well, Lucker, there's just another unnecessary death for you. Hip on Generator. Just having a little glance towards Heaven. And these two need to work together. Latex is going to teleport onto site. We've got the Showstopper available. Zipan takes down Hip. He pushes down into Hell, but Latex will fall to Rhyme. He knows Rhyme's there, but the spray down comes through elsewhere. And Rhyme will finish 10-9 to Prodigy. And yeah, that was a really good post-plant situation for them. Even though Meadow had done really well to get the opening 2. The rest of the team weren't really able to follow suit.
Yep, 2 rounds now picked up by Prodigy. And that's 4-3 on the half. So Prodigy still kind of keeping pace with FABRIKEN here. And again, looking at the loadout now, you got to assume it's going to go to 11-9, Dan, unless we see a really nice aggressive push with the scrappy buy. It's not the start you want, though. Turco's going to find Zipan as he goes for that push through A lobby again. Shadow all the way in cubby here. Going to find one, actually. Rhyme's going to fall again. Flashpoint goes out. He's going to try and recover that weapon. I think he just grabbed it there, so that's pretty big. The cage goes down to try and cover his cross back over, and he's going to get safely back into tree with a phantom. So, not over just yet. You can see the stinger of Latex and Leo as well tucked in the cubby. Dark covers out, so... Oh, nearly. There you go. Pora does try and get rid of the threat in the cubby there, but 3 players now stacked over to defend B site and 3 members of Prodigy over there to maybe try and aggress it. But the Owl drone coming through, maybe not going to spot anything. Is it going to time out just before he sees it? There you go. The information is going to go over, but they're actually going to force the issue here. Dark cover is going to go down. Paranoia pop through. 18 seconds left on the clock here, and here comes the push.
And they haven't got any time, really. It's just been too late from Prodigy. And just the one remaining player not going to be able to get the spike down in time, even if he jumps onto site here. He is just a dead man. Leo gets the spray down with the stinger, and I have to say, Prodigy have gifted that round to FABRIKEN.
Yes.
Again, just taking too long to do anything really going forward, leaving the spike all the way over by the A lobby.
And you got to think that's maybe a bit of fear. They know. I mean, they've got to assume FABRIKEN are either going to be on nothing or they've made a scrappy buy decision. Maybe that's just a bit of fear. They're being a bit too cautious there of losing the eco round. And now, I mean, look at the economy on the side of FABRIKEN. Sorry, of Prodigy. Sorry, my mistake.
I mean, it's not really your fault. The fact that it does flip the colors is pretty annoying.
Keeps catching me off guard.
One day we'll get a working mode as Latex gets 3. Leo cleans up the remaining 2. I don't know what it is. When you say Leo and when I say Leo, I think of an Australian saying Leo. It just seems like a... Does it sound like an Australian name to you, or is that just me just being a weirdo?
I'm with you. There's a couple of times where I don't know. I've got a weird accent. Obviously,
I've just heard you say it. I've heard a little Australian twang, and I'm like, where's this coming from? You're not from Australia.
It's the Essex in me, Dan, okay?
Leo.
G'day, Leo.
G'day, Leo. 11-10 to FABRIKEN now.
Matt.
They're getting closer and closer to potentially taking this entire series here. There has been some aggression here from Rhyme. Can he get the spray down? Yes, he can, but the trade there from Zipan. Zipan has a little taparoo of the orb, just to bait out and see if anyone was going to be there. Prodigy move their way back to B and middle. They've got control of Pizza, but they don't have control of Garage because Latex is there and he is ever present. But he doesn't manage to get that one. Turco and Pora have done the job, but it's Zappen again, who has really been a thorn in the side. And it's just going to be all down to him. He gets the first, and now it's a 1 versus 1, but there is an orbital strike available for Turco here. How does he play this one out? Blast packs come through. Smokes come out just to try and force him into a difficult position onto this site. He is at 72 HP. Has managed to walk onto the site, though. This is absolutely massive. He's worried that he's maybe walked through the smoke on the other side. Little does he know he's on the right, and he doesn't get the spray. Turco manages to connect. A massive round for Prodigy. And making this an absolute nail-biter of a finish here on Ascent.
This is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, do we see our much-wanted overtime, potentially?
I mean, do we have overtime? I don't even know who to believe anymore. I feel betrayed.
My whole life has been a lie.
Everything's a lie.
Cora's been listening to the stream, apparently. He heard our criticism. He's like, all right, I'll show you what's up.
Yeah, I'll show you what's up. I guess Leo wasn't talking because he's 7:15 right now.
Okay. All right.
You have another stack up towards B here, Dan. Pora going to be lurking all the way over towards mid. Hip's going to find Latex on the way in. That's going to be another entry into B here, Dan. And this is problematic now. Orbital Strike going to cut off the defensive spawn. Pora coming to rejoin through mid link. Zipan now trying to find something through market. Now, 4v5 retake, but you can argue Pora's that far out that it's a 4v4 on the site. And actually, Ryan boosted all the way up there. Going to find Zipan. That's a really cheeky angle. Shadow's going to trade it out with the operator. And now that's going to bring Pora closer and closer. But it looks like they're backing up. They're going to want to hold on to these 3 weapons. And I think that's the wise decision. So this is going to put Prodigy on match point.
Or we'll get overtime. Turco dies to the spike. That's happened before. I swear that's like the second time that Turco's died to spike today. You hate to see it. It made me chuckle, and that's always a delightful thing. Last chance for FABRIKEN to take this to OT. Otherwise, Prodigy will be taking this to a 3rd map here in the lower bracket final. G2 await the winners of the 2 in the grand final, where it will be a best of 5 as well. So plenty of Valorant still to come. Hopefully at least 5 minutes for hypoc and I to reset. And for the teams to have a little break between as well, because to be honest, they're going to need it after the intense action that they've been going through. Prodigy lose the opening frag. So a good start for FABRIKEN and their hopes of taking this to overtime.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to Mixwell and Pith spamming chat for a 2-0, and looks like they're going to get a disappointment potentially. Because the way Prodigy are playing, when the game slows down, I feel like Prodigy are the ones that are able to edge out rounds. You see now they're going to make a very cautious push here. They're down 1 player, so 4v5 for them. Hip going to put Empress on lockdown here. He's going to put Aaliyah in. He's actually going to find 2 entries in. Pora finding the second one. Now, Lucka trying to spam through the sky smokes to find that ping for the neural theft. But they're going to get control of sight. Hunter's Fury gets popped. Latex now going to come through lobby, but Turco's going to find the headshot. So now, let's slow down a little bit as we look for this retake. Pora going to find Shadow though in heaven. Leo's going to trade that out. Now, it's all on our boy Leo.
Doesn't matter how you say it. In a normal action, Australian action, he gets 1. He looks towards hell. Can he make it a second? Does have shock darts to work with. Isn't going to connect. Doesn't quite get it. And Prodigy, well, they're taking this to a 3rd map. 13-11. A very